Now, I've been told all my life that Spanish is an easy language to learn. Everyone should be able to read Spanish because it's the easiest language in the world to learn. Everyone should be able to know it. I have been learning Spanish as an adult now for 2 years, so I believe I can answer if it's an easy language to learn or not. But let's get our definition straight. What is easy? To me, easy is super simple things like breathing, opening your eyes, creating drama in the beauty community.
Your makeup it's ugly.
These things are easy. Learning a language is not one of those things. When it comes to the difficult task of learning a language, Spanish is on the lesser end of difficult. Because when it comes to learning a language, it's just a mess, disaster, slut of a pile. Think about it from this perspective. You've grown up speaking English your whole life, and now you want to learn another language. What would be the fastest one for you to learn? Are you gonna choose a language like Mandarin or Japanese that's based around a system of logographs and not letters? Or are you gonna choose a language like Arabic that uses a complete different alphabet to English, where often they don't write the vowels? That's a real fact. Yep. Oh, what's that? How about we choose a language that uses the same alphabet as English, the Latin script?
Girl,
Hey,
you
girl,
have done it again.
Done it again.
Constantly raising
Constantly
the bar for us
raising
all.
the bar. This will narrow it down to like 3 languages. You have cracked the motherfucking code. So, Wikipedia tells me that this is still very much more than 3 languages. How can we narrow this down even further? So the Foreign Service Institute for the United States has ranked a bunch of different languages in terms of how similar they are to English. And these are the ones that are the most similar. Dutch, Danish, French, Italian, Norwegian, Portuguese, Romanian, Swedish, and Spanish. Spanish has a lot of advantages to it that make it an extra sexy member of this list. So bad. Spanish has a lot of advantages to it that make it really stand out from the rest of this list. 1, the letters in Spanish are absolute. O makes an O sound, not 500 other sounds like in English. Just a side note, in the English alphabet, there are only 5 or 6 vowels. But in general, English has 20 vowel sounds. English spelling is just like a little bit horse shit. With Spanish, you don't really have those problems. Letters, for the most part, make the sounds they're supposed to. Vowels are absolute. Spanish also has a lot of similar words to English. These include so many super fun words like molestar, embarazada, and preservativo. So that's great. Wow! So amazing. So awesome. It seems like you are likely to choose Spanish as the language you want to learn next. But here's the thing. This isn't because it's easy. This is because it lacks a lot of the obstacles that other languages come with when it comes to learning. When in actuality,
You underestimate my power!
and when I say you, I mean me, when I started learning Spanish. Conjugations. Okay, so conjugating verbs in Spanish is, hold on, what the fuck is a verb? This is something we should go over because 80% of learning Spanish is learning about verbs and how they do not want you to do well in your life. Verbs are words that express action and states of being. For example, take the sentence, I laugh a lot. What is the word that expresses action in that sentence? That's right. It's laugh. Good job. To everyone except Diego, who said ah. We are all very disappointed in you. Conjugation is when you change the form of the verb depending on who's the doer of the action, aka the subject of the sentence.
Which actually doesn't happen that much in English. We'll get more to that later, but just for now, just pretend, okay?
For example, I laugh, but Diego laughs. You also change the form of the verb to indicate what time the sentence takes place in. The time when things take place in, by the way, is called a tense. Congratulations! You've now passed grade 6 English. Okay, cool. Now we have a base understanding of conjugating. Now, here's the thing. Spanish does all this stuff with conjugation, but to level 9,000. In Spanish, you always change the ending of the verb in really specific way. By the way, I'm reading off a script. This is grammar. I have to read to talk about it. I can't remember anything. I barely remember what I ate today. What did I eat today? You always change the ending of the verb in really specific ways, depending on who the subject of the sentence is. In español, yo como, tú comes, él come, nosotros comemos, ellos comen. In English, I eat, you eat, he/she eats, we eat, they eat. See the difference? I mean, it depends how you count, but a regular verb in Latin American Spanish has more than 38 different verb conjugations. So that's a lot that you now have to memorize and learn automatically. And my English brain, because it doesn't hold information for that easily. It's something you have to really retrain yourself to do. Now, what about those tenses? When it comes to Spanish, there's a future tense, which is actually used all the time, unlike English, where a conditional tense and two past tenses, which is a concept that does not exist in English and is honestly really frustrating to learn. Spanish people straight up think about the past differently than English speakers. In English, if it's in the past, it's in the past. That's it. Whereas in Spanish, you use one tense, the imperfect tense, if it's a repetitive action happening over and over again in the past, a description, emotions people were feeling, or background information, or you use it in the setup of a story. And use another tense, the preterite. Isn't that a fun word you've never heard before? When it's something specific that happens just the one time, to describe a sequence of events or completed actions, to continue a story where something changes or suddenly happens. Oh wow, look at all these phrases that indicate one and not the other and are extremely specific. Wow, that looks so fun to memorize for your test next week, doesn't it? My English dum-dum brain doesn't like this. My brain just goes, past is past. We put an ED at the end, and that's it. What do you mean we have to do more work? This is honestly one of the areas that for my brain is really kind of a twister. This is, I think, a lot of people would say is one of the most difficult aspects of learning Spanish. Because it involves completely changing your thinking. And it's just a lot. Also in Spanish, get used to two of everything that is not interchangeable at all. There's two words for the word to be, two halves, two leaves, two fours, two fucks, just etc. and etc. There's also a concept in Spanish called verb moods. These are situations where changing the verb doesn't indicate time, but rather indicates mood of the speaker. For native English speakers, that wild shit. We don't think in different moods. For the most part, English grammar is in indicative mood. That's right. English grammar is Ben Shapiro. It doesn't care about your feelings. English grammar is only facts and logic. But in Romance languages, moods are very much a part of them. And I'm bringing this up not only because it's another brain we need to talk about, the big one. The one that every Spanish learner dreads the sight of the subject. The subject. The subject. Oh my god, I can't do it. I can't do it. The subjunctive mood is too much. It's literally the bane of my existence. When I go to sleep at night, I don't have dreams. I just dream of the subjunctive mood and how it wants to fuck me over and over again. The subjunctive mood is the sleep paralysis demon of every Spanish learner. I need to take a break. See you in part 2.